Chosen one, something in your spirit has already whispered this truth to you. Someone new has entered your life, and their arrival was not random. They didn't come with loud introductions or dramatic energy. They came in silence, in calmness, in timing so precise it could only be orchestrated by the heavens. When God sends a destiny-shifting person, he sends them softly because he wants your spirit, not your eyes, to recognize them first. And even if you didn't fully understand it at the moment, your soul already knew something sacred was happening. There is a reason your energy shifted shortly after meeting them. There is a reason you began feeling direction, clarity, or a sudden internal push, like something was being recalibrated inside you. God has been preparing the path, and this person carries a key to the next door of your journey. They are not just a new face. They are a divine appointment, a spiritual catalyst, a bridge between where you are and where you're destined to be. The chosen ones don't meet people by accident. Every meaningful connection is part of heaven's strategy. Before we go deeper, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Awakened Era, and comment below. I welcome divine alignment. Your engagement helps this message reach another chosen one who needs it. Something in your spirit shifted before you even realized why. You felt a surge of clarity, a sudden wave of inner movement, or a quiet sense that something new was entering your life. This shift wasn't random, it was preparation. God always adjusts the atmosphere of your spirit before he sends someone who will elevate you. That internal stirring was heaven making room for a divine appointment. Many chosen ones feel this as restlessness, excitement, or an unexplainable sense of expectation. Your soul recognized change before your mind caught up. This inner shift often begins days or weeks before the person arrives. You might have noticed old cycles ending, sudden detachment from certain people, or a strange pull to leave old environments behind. These are signs that your spirit was clearing space for someone who carries a spiritual key to your next chapter. When God sends a destiny shifter, the energy around you begins to move first. Your intuition becomes sharper, your dreams become clearer, and your internal compass starts pointing toward a new direction. Pay attention to this shift. It was the first sign that heaven was aligning someone with your journey. This person's arrival does not feel random. Something about the timing, the environment, and the nature of your connection feels orchestrated. It's as if God placed them in the exact moment your journey needed adjusting. You might have crossed paths unexpectedly, at the right time, in the right moment, in the right season. That's how divine alignment works. God doesn't introduce destiny helpers when you're comfortable. He introduces them when you're ready for movement. There's a sense of intentionality behind their presence. Conversations with them feel meaningful. Their advice hits differently. Their perspective carries weight. You may even feel like they see you in a way others do not, almost as if they've known you longer than time suggests. That's because God doesn't send random connections to chosen ones. He sends purpose in human form. And this person is tied to your elevation, whether you realize it yet or not. When this person speaks, something inside you awakens. Their encouragement ignites direction. Their presence inspires clarity. Their mindset challenges you to dream differently. This is not ordinary. This is activation. God sends people who awaken dormant gifts, buried potential, and forgotten parts of your purpose. They don't just talk to you, they elevate you. They don't just show up, they shift you. You may notice yourself thinking bigger after meeting them. Ideas flow more fluidly. Your energy feels lighter. Even your confidence starts rebuilding in ways you didn't expect. That's because chosen ones often go through seasons where their fire dims due to adversity. And God sends someone to reignite what life tried to bury. This person becomes a vessel of divine reminder, reminding you of who you are, what you carry, and what you're destined for. This person not only inspires you spiritually, they hold something practical for your next level. It might be knowledge, connections, opportunities, or resources that suddenly open new doors. Sometimes elevation does not come through miracles. It comes through people who carry what you lack. God positions individuals with access and insight to help you transition into new environments or higher versions of yourself. Pay attention to what they naturally bring into your life. Maybe they know something you urgently needed to learn. Maybe they introduce you to a different world. Maybe their perspective reveals the exact answer you've been praying for. Destiny helpers are often bridges to realms you couldn't reach alone. God aligns you with people who hold keys so you can step into rooms, callings, and purposes that once felt out of reach. One of the clearest signs that someone is divinely sent is the peace they bring, not comfort alone peace. The kind of peace that feels grounding, the kind that makes your spirit breathe differently. When someone is from God, your nervous system relaxes, your intuition feels safe, and your thoughts become clearer. Their presence doesn't drain you, it stabilizes you. You don't feel anxious. You don't feel judged. You don't feel confused. Instead, you feel understood, seen, and spiritually aligned. This is because chosen ones carry sensitive spirits. You can discern pure intentions, pure energy, and pure assignment. And when someone is divine, your soul knows it before your emotions ever process it. This stranger's peaceful presence is not accidental, it is their spiritual signature. This person didn't show up when life was calm or predictable. They arrived during a season where something inside you was shifting, when your old life no longer fit, and your new life hadn't yet fully opened. Divine helpers often enter during transitions because that's when chosen ones are spiritually available to align. Their arrival may have coincided with you letting go of people, jobs, habits, or environments that no longer served your growth. Their timing is evidence of divine orchestration. Transitions are uncomfortable because they stretch you, expose what's outdated, and push you toward what's unfamiliar. And that is exactly why God sends someone during this phase, to help guide you through the gap between who you were and who you're becoming. This stranger brings stability to your uncertainty, clarity to your confusion, and direction to your shifting identity. They become an anchor while God rewrites your path. If someone entered your life right when everything seemed to be changing, that timing wasn't random. It's strange, isn't it? How someone who barely knows your history can understand your soul. They pick up on feelings you don't express. They interpret your silence. They acknowledge your wounds without making you feel exposed. This type of understanding is not earthly, it's spiritual. Chosen ones often carry depth, complexity, and layers most people never take the time to see. But a divine connection recognizes you instantly. Their empathy isn't forced. Their insight isn't rehearsed. They simply get you. They understand your struggles, your perspectives, your dreams, and they honor your sensitivity, your spirit, and your heart. This type of recognition is rare because it's heaven-engineered. God aligns the chosen with those who can perceive their soul, not just their appearance or circumstances. Have you noticed that old emotional cycles, unhealthy habits, or repeating patterns began to weaken after meeting this person? That's because they're not here to blend into your past, they're here to pull you into your future. Destiny helpers disrupt stagnation. They carry an energy that challenges your comfort zone and breaks you out of loops that held you captive. Their presence alone can expose what no longer aligns. This person may encourage new mindsets, new routines, new standards, or new levels of self-worth. You may find yourself outgrowing things that once had a hold on you. You may feel a sudden urge to heal, to evolve, or to release burdens you've carried too long. This isn't coincidence. This is acceleration. God sends someone who interrupts what has been blocking your elevation, so you stop repeating what was draining your destiny. This person doesn't just inspire you, they remind you of yourself, the powerful you, the confident you, the creative you, the whole you. Life has a way of dimming chosen ones through betrayal, hardship, and spiritual warfare. But God sends someone who mirrors your forgotten greatness back to you. They see your potential even when you doubt it. They reflect your gifts even when you minimize them. Their presence brings you back to life. You start dreaming again. You start hopping again. You start remembering your purpose. They awaken a version of you that was neglected during seasons of survival. This is not romance. This is revival. It's the restoration of identity, worth, and destiny. And only a God-sent connection can do that effortlessly. There are moments when clarity doesn't come from prayer alone. It comes through a person God places in your path. This stranger carries a kind of wisdom that meets you exactly where your confusion is. When they speak, things click. When they share perspective, the fog lifts. When they listen, understanding flows. This is not ordinary. This is divine clarity delivered through a vessel chosen for you. God often answers prayers through people, and their insight might be the response to something you've been struggling with in silence. They don't have to know your entire story to discern what you need. Somehow, they speak into your situation with precision, compassion, and spiritual intuition. Their words break mental loops. Their presence breaks overthinking. Their perspective breaks spiritual blindness. Clarity is a spiritual gift, one that destiny helpers carry naturally because their purpose is tied to your elevation. Pay attention to the things that become clear after talking to them. That's not coincidence, that's confirmation. Divinely sent people don't flatter you, they challenge you. But they challenge you with love, not judgment. They correct without breaking you. They push without pressuring you. They speak truth without attacking your spirit. This stranger may offer constructive insight that makes you think deeply about your habits, your decisions, and your purpose. They are not here to keep you comfortable. They are here to help you evolve. Their challenge doesn't feel like criticism. It feels like awakening. It stirs your spirit rather than wounding it. You sense that their intentions are pure because their words push you toward a better version of yourself. Chosen ones need people who speak growth into their lives, not fear or limitation. And God often sends someone who knows how to reach you without hurting you. Someone who inspires change rather than demanding it. Doors that were once sealed suddenly begin to open after this person appears. Opportunities emerge. Pathways unfold. Connections form. God often uses people as keys. And this stranger might be the key to a room, a destiny, or a realm you couldn't access alone. Their network, their knowledge, or simply their presence places you closer to your breakthrough. This is how divine assistance works. God sends someone who can go where you couldn't and bring you with them. The opportunities that come through them won't feel forced or manipulated. They will feel natural, aligned, and spiritually timed. You may even wonder how everything began shifting so quickly. But that's the power of divine alignment. When the right person enters your life, timelines accelerate. Barriers fall. Elevation begins. Their presence becomes a gateway to the next chapter of your story. This stranger doesn't allow you to remain a smaller version of yourself. They raise your expectations, not just for life, but for yourself. You begin to demand more from your environment, your relationships, your purpose, and your energy. Their presence inspires you to stop settling for less than what you truly deserve. Not because they criticize you, but because they remind you of your worth through how they treat you and how they speak to you. Chosen ones often go through seasons where they tolerate mediocrity due to past heartbreaks, rejection, or exhaustion. But God sends someone to remind you of the standard He placed over your life. This person subconsciously elevates what you accept, what you allow, and what you believe about yourself. The way they carry themselves makes you level up your own life. Their character raises your expectations. Their spirit raises your vibration. This person doesn't talk to the version of you today. They speak to the version of you you're becoming. They see your potential even if it's buried beneath fatigue, trauma, or doubt. They talk to your future with respect, faith, and vision. They remind you of the greatness inside you, even on days when you forget it yourself. This is a powerful sign of divine assignment. God sends someone who sees beyond where you stand. They don't limit you to your past. They don't judge you by your wounds. They don't label you by your mistakes. Instead, they acknowledge your purpose. They uplift your potential. They speak into the future you're growing toward. Chosen ones need voices that call them higher, not voices that reduce them. And this stranger acts as a prophetic mirror, reflecting who you're destined to become. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when someone walks into your life and suddenly, parts of you that were once asleep begin to awaken. You may not even notice it at first. You just start thinking differently, speaking differently, and dreaming at a higher level. This person doesn't push you. They elevate you simply by existing near you. Their presence pulls creativity out of you, confidence out of you, courage out of you. And without them saying a word, you start stepping into a version of yourself you didn't realize you were ready to become. What makes this person different is that they don't come into your life to take, drain, or distract. They come to activate. Their spirit carries a frequency your destiny has been waiting to respond to. Around them, your ideas flow. Your intuition sharpens. Your vision feels clearer. Even your silence with them feels meaningful. And deep inside, you sense that something sacred is unfolding, something God has been preparing both of you for. Many chosen ones report that when this person arrives, everything starts aligning, and that is the exact sign that spiritual activation has begun. For years, you may have fought cycles that felt too heavy to escape, cycles of fear, self-doubt, stagnation, wrong environments, or isolation. And then suddenly, this new person steps into your path, and without forcing anything, they begin breaking cycles you've battled for years. They introduce you to clarity you didn't have. They help you see blind spots you couldn't see alone. They speak life into moments where you used to shrink. Their presence interrupts patterns that were draining your potential, and their energy reinforces who you're becoming instead of who you used to be. What's powerful about this is that they aren't trying to rescue you. They're simply walking in their purpose, and their purpose is naturally healing to your spirit. They carry a grace that reminds you that you are capable, chosen, and meant for something greater. Many chosen ones notice that after meeting this person, their anxiety reduces, their decision-making improves, and their emotional clarity grows. It's as if their presence is a spiritual reset button sent to align you with your next season. God often uses people to break patterns, and this person may be the divine interruption you prayed for. One of the most mysterious signs chosen ones experience is this deep sense that the stranger doesn't feel like a stranger at all. Their presence feels familiar, comforting, ancient. You may catch yourself wondering, why does it feel like I've known you forever? This is not imagination. This is spiritual recognition. Souls connected to your destiny often walk with you long before you meet them physically. You may have crossed paths in dreams, visions, or spiritual encounters without realizing it. Some chosen ones even report feeling déjà vu or sensing the person's energy before ever seeing their face. This familiarity is a divine sign that your connection is older than this lifetime's timeline. It's a reminder that some people are not just part of your story, are part of your calling. When you meet someone who feels like déjà vu wrapped in human form, your spirit is recognizing what your mind cannot logically explain. It is a soul contract, a spiritual alliance, a meeting that was always destined to happen. This is why you feel safe around them, open around them, and connected without needing time to build that connection. Chosen ones are naturally guarded. After everything you've survived, betrayals, abandonment, manipulation, spiritual attacks, it becomes difficult to trust new people. Yet when God sends the right person, your spirit recognizes safety before your mind can explain it. You find yourself sharing things you never intended to reveal. You open up effortlessly. Your heart relaxes in ways you forgot it could. This is not weakness. This is resonance. Your soul feels protected in their presence because, spiritually, they are assigned to handle parts of you others mishandled. Their gentleness allows you to breathe again. Their consistency rebuilds the trust life tried to destroy. They don't force closeness. They create space for it. And without even trying, they become someone you feel spiritually connected to, someone your intuition says, you can trust this one. This is a sign that their presence is purposeful. God sends people who have the emotional maturity, spiritual depth, and divine assignment needed to help you transition into your next season without fear. One of the most supernatural signs is the acceleration that happens once this divinely assigned person appears. Suddenly, things start moving faster, obstacles lift, delays break, opportunities show up out of nowhere, ideas start flowing, closed doors crack open, your energy rises, your hope returns. It's as if their arrival unlocked spiritual momentum around you. This happens because the right person carries the right spiritual frequency. When their energy merges with yours, breakthroughs happen without force. They happen naturally. This person doesn't bring blessings, they activate them. Their presence aligns you with the timeline God always intended. They shift your vibration, elevate your mindset, and awaken parts of your spirit that attract abundance, clarity, and progress. You'll notice that the breakthroughs aren't just external, they're internal. You feel lighter, more confident, more divinely guided. You start operating from purpose instead of survival. This is not coincidence. This is divine synergy. This person doesn't just influence your daily life, they inspire your destiny. Around them, you feel a stronger pull toward your purpose. Dreams you once shelved resurface. Goals you thought were unreachable suddenly feel attainable. They don't push you with pressure. They spark motivation, courage, and faith within you. Their energy awakens your ambition and reminds you of the mission God placed inside of you long ago. Chosen ones recognize that the right person does more than connect. They call forth your potential. You may notice subtle shifts. You speak differently, plan differently, and think bigger about your future. You feel more aligned with your true self and less willing to settle for mediocrity. Their presence doesn't just encourage, it accelerates your spiritual, mental, and emotional readiness to step fully into your calling. God places people in your life who are meant to mirror your highest potential, reminding you of the greatness that has always existed within you. One of the clearest signs of a God-sent person is the unmistakable sense of divine protection surrounding them. You may notice how life seems to support them, how challenges never fully derail them, or how they seem guided in ways that defy human logic. Chosen ones recognize protection because it radiates through energy. You intuitively know they are marked for a higher assignment and shielded by God to fulfill their role in your elevation. Their protection doesn't mean they have no struggles. It means God covers their mission. Their guidance, wisdom, and support are part of a larger spiritual plan designed to align you with your next season. When you sense this divine guarding around someone, it is a confirmation that your connection is intentional. Heaven has positioned them as a vessel to carry out part of your destiny, and their anointing ensures that the alignment between you will be fruitful, safe, and spiritually timed. This is the ultimate sign. The stranger who entered your life is not just a companion, they are a spiritual bridge to the next level of your life. Through them, you will move into higher vibrational spaces, new environments, and God-aligned opportunities. They carry the unseen key to your elevation and relocation. They may guide you to new cities, communities, levels of thought, or spiritual experiences. God often sends someone whose mission is to pull you into the fullness of your purpose. You may feel this as a sense of inevitability, like your life is shifting in ways that were previously unimaginable. The alignment between your spirit and theirs will unlock doors you didn't know existed. Elevation is never random. Relocation is never coincidence. Your timing is divine, and this person has been carefully placed in your life to help you step into your next chapter fully prepared, protected, and aligned with your calling. If you feel this resonance, take a deep breath and embrace the confirmation. Your destiny is being rewritten. Chosen one, take this moment to fully internalize what this message means. The stranger in your life was sent with purpose, precision, and divine intention. Their presence is your confirmation that your elevation, relocation, and breakthrough are no longer distant possibilities. They are unfolding right now. Heaven is orchestrating the alignment of people, opportunities, and spiritual energy to push you into your destiny. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to Awakened Era, and share your experiences in the comments. Ask yourself, which signs have I noticed? How has God confirmed this alignment in my life? Your testimony may awaken, inspire, and guide another chosen one who is waiting for their confirmation. Remember, your breakthrough is inevitable. Embrace it, step into it, and allow the divine timing of your life to manifest fully.